In your view, what are the key benefits of ensuring women's active participation in governance, and how do the benefits translate to positive outcomes for society as a whole?
Thank you so much. That's beautiful opportunity. I would like to say there are so many benefits for women's participation in governance. It spans for economic, even increasing the trust and even awareness from even the people towards women. Because based on experience, we've seen that even women themselves have not even understood the benefit or the impact of them even being in governance. And that's why you see the efforts in place to sensitize them even during elections. So we're going to actually, one of the benefits is actually to increase trust of women, about themselves and also the citizens to ensure that they trust women to be able to deliver in the place of governance appropriately. Also, it also aids the economic impact because once more women are engaged in governance, actually, because they have themselves in them have values, they also have skills which they can actually use to coordinate affairs of the nation. And so, with such in place, it's not far-fetched to have this impact seen, visibly seen in this economy, in terms of business, entrepreneurship, agriculture. We know that women also have the ability. They bring
Okay.
across different fields of courses. So
All right.
one cannot say only men can be able to excel in such
Okay.
field of leadership. And so the economic part, the awareness, and also trust even in youth themselves. Because when we see more young women get into position to be able to implement change and also to lead rightly, a lot of young people will actually believe in themselves. I think so. These are some of the benefits
Interesting.
amongst others, and it also put Nigeria on a good part of the map. Yes.
Thank you, Juliet. What are some of the major barriers, that hinder women's participation in governance? You yourself have been in the political arena, but we're talking about participation in governance. Uh, how can these obstacles be effectively addressed?
Uh, Over time, I personally have had to undergo a lot of studies based on experience and how we can be able to tackle these obstacles. I just put it all in sensitization because we keep talking about 35% equality and participation of female gender in governance. But the funny thing is that the mass number of the citizens do not even understand this equation. So when you're talking about 35%, they don't even know. They don't even know the impact on why they should actually be involved. And so there's need for active sensitization across all languages because only English cannot solve the equation. And that's something I personally understand. Because you even see that during the election, the lot are carried away with party than even candidate based and looking out for the candidates and the qualities on why they should actually vote candidates. So that's even when the women cross the primary stage. And then even the primary stage, you see that a lot more women do not even appear as delegates to actually voting women during the primary election. And these are issues that should be tackled. So one of the things that we can actually adequately one of the issues that can be a solution, one of the things that can be a solution is sensitization one. Another is discussing and dialoguing with the party chieftains so that during the election there can be a quota system for the male and the female to be able to go in for elections and also to sensitize these family delegates for them to be able to vote in women. Because we also know the constitution which we actually practice states that no one actually runs for an election independent or independent. It must be the party sponsoring that candidate. And so everything starts and ends with the party. So there's a lot of party politics that needs to be played. A lot of more women need to have conversations with the party leaders and also discuss among themselves. Even if a woman does not in any way fall among the leading name or the names that are actually in the fore, there can actually be dialogue that can go on in specific parties for those women to be able to scale through. Because elections in Nigeria, we don't operate a hand-picked system. We actually operate a situation whereby people go into vote. And so when we have this dialogue, we can be able to start we can be able to have circumstances changing in the women's favor.
All right.
And then also, yes, so structure too, it also, this sensitization will also help to form structures because these men also need agents in various polling units. These are some of the things that have helped make their women's quota system in actually reaching or getting to patriarchal polling units.
All right.
Yes.
Juliet, very quickly, are there examples around the world, of successful strategies or initiatives that have significantly increased women's representation in government?
You said what?
Are there examples from other countries that Nigeria can learn from in terms of increasing the representation of women, participation of women in governance?
Yes, we have. But if we look at Rwanda, they have a president who have actually been in the seat for years. And so Nigeria's situation cannot be compared to that of Rwanda when it comes to their president's strict policy on making sure women have a high level quota in the place of governance. The thing is that so it's easy for there to be a continuous transition over the years in Rwanda, because I'll take you to Rwanda for instance. So now the thing is the president-elect ready to actually be very implementational in making sure that the 35% quota is actually reached? He can actually do for that of the executive. But how about the legislative, which the people have the power to do so? And also, the president also can also still ensure that there's also sensitization across the parties when it comes to preparation for elections in various states. And this, so when you look at it, they can actually pick a cue whereby the influence of the president, not actually imposing, but trying to influence the way the people in the political party, that if it's APC, for instance, how the reason towards women in terms of the governorship elections and also the legislative elections. But we know that the country has just tilted into a new, the 10th assembly. So that space almost, it's up until 2026 in preparation. But the preparation doesn't need to start in 2026. It can actually begin now, and also conversation with the public, because even if you actually do the political mathematics in the party, it also has to transcend to the people who actually vote these women in the election. We saw what happened with Binani, the election in Adamawa State. So when you're looking at things like that, there has to be sensitization and actually the will, the political will, from number one man in the country. So I think if we are trying to pick a cue from Rwanda, yes.
Juliet, very, very amazing example there, Rwanda, with a very high representation or percentage of women in governance. Thank you very much for your time.